Mr. T.K. Silangovan, let me start with you first. There is, as per this RTI reply that runs into 31 pages, Mr. Keval Singh, who was then the Foreign Secretary, had multiple conversations with Mr. Karunanidhi, who was the Chief Minister then. And in this instance, Mr. Keval Singh tells Mr. Karunanidhi that, look, if we go to the ICJ, we don't even have a case. Mr. Karunanidhi, as per this RTI, tells Mr. Keval Singh, while in private, I agree with your stand, I'm willing to go with your stand. In public, because of political pressures, I cannot back this stand. So where then, sir, is the BJP is asking your party, where then is Dravidian ideology? Where then is the Tamil interests that you claim to be the custodians of? If Mr. Karunanidhi was saying, in private I will back you, but in public I will not back you.
No, the agreement between Sri Lanka and India during 1974 was very clear. It was about pushing the maritime boundary a little towards India. That agreement categorically stated that all the islands and islets in between the old maritime boundary and the new maritime boundary can be used by both the countries. That is what the agreement of 1974, which was placed before the Parliament, speaks. Even at that time, they have discussed about pushing the maritime boundary towards India with the CM. But Katchatheevu, in that case, it was very clear that Katchatheevu shall be used by both the countries. That was the agreement at that time in 1974. So the question of giving away Katchatheevu is still, but the DMK spoke. Mr. Iraj Elian was the leader of the DMK party in Parliament. He opposed it strongly. He said that pushing the maritime boundary is different from giving away Katchatheevu. How can the Katchatheevu be used by both the countries? That is what his question. He opposed it. At the same time, this Tamil Nadu Assembly also had passed a resolution against this. So the question of giving away Katchatheevu was not the issue at that time. It was about pushing the maritime boundary towards India was the question.
No, but Mr.
Parliament.
By doing that, by pushing the maritime boundary, de facto, if not de jure, Katchatheevu became Sri Lankan territory. Today it is Sri Lankan territory.
Yeah, but at that time in 1974, it was the same agreement contained this paragraph also, that all the islands and islets in between both the boundaries shall be used by both the countries. That was also there. Even then we opposed it.
Okay.
But after our government was dismissed in 1976, then this clause was removed. Until then, as long as we were in power, this clause was not there. It was there in the agreement.
So tell me, Mr. Ilangovan, before I open this up to the rest of our panel, in 1976, the fishing agreement came into place, which restricted Indian fishermen from fishing around Katchatheevu. Your party has been in power from 1967, intermittently, virtually every 5 years or every 10 years in Tamil Nadu. You have been in alliance, first with the Vajpayee government from 1999 to 2004, and then from 2004 to 2014 in the UPA. What did you do to address this issue?
See, we had opposed. Even our leader had gone to court in this matter, gone to Supreme Court. But the government of India had made a different statement, and so the case, I think the case is still pending. It must be pending because they have not read any judgment on that case. But we had gone to court opposing giving away Katchatheevu to Sri Lanka, because it is in the registry of Ramnath Raja who were ruling that part of India at that time.
Okay.
So we said that Katchatheevu should not be given.
So Sanju Verma, let me now open this up to the rest of our panelists. Sanju Verma, isn't it rather convenient for the BJP that within a month before the Tamil Nadu elections, your state president, who's also a contestant in this upcoming election from the seat of Coimbatore, files an RTI request on the 4th of March. Within a week, on the 11th of March, the reply is given by the government of India, and all of these details come out into the public domain. If this is not political and if this is not with an eye on the elections, then what is? And also to the second question that the DMK and Congress are asking, for 10 years, the Modi government has been in power. What have you done to bring back Katchatheevu?
Okay, Zaka, I find it amusing. I'm not going to be agitated by the fact that no matter who does anything, हमेशा कटघरे में बीजेपी खड़ी होती है. You always try and train your guns on the BJP rather than asking questions of people who actually. I did not interrupt. I don't know who's this person who's trying to heckle me. Please wait for your turn. Thank you. I don't need any background music. Who was in power between 1974 and 2014? For the longest time in these 4 decades, in the 40 years between 74 and 2014, it was the Congress which was in power at the center and DMK which was in power in Tamil Nadu. So my first point is the Congress and DMK have been in cahoots with each other. As S. Jaishankar said, it is not the question of who did it, but it is the question of who hid it. First and foremost, DMK has 2 different, points of view. A private view hai, and then there is the public view. You accuse the BJP of politicizing it, but the DMK in every manifesto, ahead of every election, says we are going to get back Katchatheevu. It's a classic case of, chori bhi or Sina jori bhi. It is the DMK which signed the General Acceptance Agreement on the 19th of June 1974. And then 1974, 26 June, Indira Gandhi accepted. Basically, Indira Gandhi and Karunanidhi had a consensus कि Katchatheevu को दे देना है Sri Lanka को, because we want to de-escalate the growing tensions. We want to improve bilateral ties. For a minute, let me just, assume that what Indira Gandhi had in mind was born out of bona fide intent. What Karunanidhi had in mind was born out of bona fide intent. They indeed wanted to de-escalate, demilitarize, and wanted to enhance bilateral ties. You tell me, Zaka, despite giving away 285 acres of Katchatheevu, did the bilateral ties then between Sri Lanka and India improve? No. I don't want to go into the details of the Indian peacekeeping force and what happened by way of that LTTE fiasco, the brainchild of Rahul Gandhi's father, Rajiv Gandhi, with more than 36,000 Tamilian ultras, tigers and civilians killed, more than 9,000 people on the Indian side killed, including more than 4,000 of our armed forces and naval troops. I'm not getting into that. My limited point is this. When you accuse the BJP of politicizing it, I want to ask you, have you not politicized it ahead of every single assembly election in Tamil Nadu? What did you do for 40 years? Thank God for the Modi government. Forget the timing. At least we are now bringing this entire issue into the public discourse so that the people of Tamil Nadu know that only ahead of elections, Karunanidhi and Cabal say Katchatheevu ko वापस लाएंगे. The moment elections are over, Katchatheevu is thrown into the garbage bin. But the BJP is not going to do that. Just 10 seconds more. Before you take the moral high ground, I have been asked questions in the last 24 hours by Congress and DMK spokespersons. What about the land border agreement between India and Bangladesh? You guys gave away 10,000 acres of territory to Bangladesh. Let me tell you, even the land border agreement was signed between Indira Gandhi and Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, her counterpart in Bangladesh, way back in 1974. We were committed to give them 10,000 acres as part of the agreement that was signed so that we could do a proper fencing of the Indo-Bangladesh border, which runs into 4,097 kilometers. Because that LBA was never adhered to, the Indo-Bangladesh border fencing could not be done. And thanks to the Modi government, today more than 3,436 kilometers along the Indo-Bangladesh border has been fenced because we did what Indira Gandhi should have done in terms of sticking to
I don't want to bring in the Bangladesh angle into this, but